Hello everybody and welcome back to Victoria, where I know this is going to shock you, but turns out people living in British colonies in Africa and Asia are living below their expected standard of living. It's shocking, right? I don't know where we would have ever... who could have ever predicted this? It's remarkable. But regardless, we're going to tick forward here. We are working on building a bunch of railways. We've got some iron mines that are going to be underway shortly as well, but I want to get these railways just done, out of the way. That'll be great. So we have an interest in Ethiopia at this point. I would definitely like to start taking over, this general area here. We're going to want some of the... juicy oil that happens to be in that location. But right now is maybe not exactly the moment for it. That said, our infamy is dropping, and we should probably consider starting to take over some of these coastal states down here relatively soon. We do have interests over here. We could also attack Jabal Shamar. This would be an interesting option to do. They only have the one state. Interesting. I wonder who all would be... We believe Egypt would side with the enemy. Do we care? The only reason I would say that we don't... that we do care is because we're running a deficit without having our troops up right now. Arguably, that's a thing. The Greeks owe us an obligation. They wouldn't be made into a protectorate. 54 reasons not to. Even with the obligation, they have 4 reasons not to. We don't have a customs union. They would accept if we used our obligation to bring them into our customs union. Now, I believe we still have an obligation here. Maybe. It's pending approval, so I think that it's going to consume our obligation. And they accepted. Yeah, and now we don't have an obligation. So they would not accept this right now, but they're at least in our customs union, so that's something. The Brave Engineer, huh? -5 infrastructure, or we could get some trade union support going, and that's exactly what we're going to do. Labor movement is spreading. Cool. We're okay with that. I do want... What is this? Brazil wants a trade agreement. We decline. Okay. So I want to get these iron mines finished. We're definitely going to be working on railways for a little bit here. I want to be getting that level 1 railway in each location just for the purpose of auto growth, right? So I would like to queue up railways in each of these locations as well, but it's probably not going to be hugely efficient, if I had to guess. So we would do something along the lines of that for now. Are there any states that we can launch colonies in? Let's see. What lens is that even under? Here. Yeah, there absolutely are states we can launch colonies in. And so we shall. We are... No, I don't want to cancel colonization now. We're going to launch colonization literally everywhere we can. There's severe malaria in a lot of those locations. And that's absolutely something we want to work on. So... in order to get down to malaria prevention, we'll have to do civilizing mission, and I think that we definitely do that. I think we go straight down like this. That'll take some time, and I may revise that later on. But for now, that's kind of what the plan is. Cool. So we can definitely see that there's a lot of construction efficiency negation here. A whole lot of it. Okay. I definitely want to come over here and move these up. I want to delay this crappy construction efficiency. Something like that. That should do. We can move this one up, and 9.8% isn't bad. So that's going to take some time, for sure. But we're not shocked about this at all. We'll work our way through this as quickly as we can, but it's going to take a little bit. That's fine. We're kind of playing the long game here. Now, we could definitely crank up our taxes and start paying down this debt, we could also think about attacking over this way. Our colonial affairs and health system investment and law enforcement just increased. That's great. I want to check in on our taxation status. So we would need to go to government administration. None of those are currently needed. Okay, noted for right now. Jabal Shamar is definitely an interesting thing to think about conquering. It'll give us 4 infamy. We believe Egypt would side with the enemy, but I don't know that we care about that. I'm going to start this up. We're going to mobilize John here, and we're going to send him over to this front. Now, will Egypt join in on this? That's a hard maybe. We also see that Russia and Egypt are both leaning this direction. And actually, our general just died. That's very rude of him. So... oh, it's our other general that just died. Okay, so we need to recruit a general in the England HQ. And it would be... who do we want this to even be? I guess we could go for, like, the mountain combat expert. There is a number of mountains out in this region. So we could go for something like that. And then this guy would, of course, need to be promoted up a bit. There we go. So that'll be fine for now. Can John Seaton get anything more from being promoted? No. Okay. So that's fine for the moment. We are a little bit concerned if Russia decides to join this. They're currently cooperative towards us. I'm going to begin improving relations with Russia. There's some police brutality going on. It's fine. The use of force is warranted. Cool. So how strong is Russia if they choose to join this? 1,100? Sure. We can probably scale to beat that. But this is intended to be a somewhat simple war. So I would very much like to bring our relations with Russia up a bit here. No doubt about that one. But we want to start conquering this area. Okay, Russia sided with them against us. That's very rude of them, to be sure. That does mean that we should activate our consulates. Okay, so something along the lines of that. Cool. I also see that we are currently negative in our bureaucracy. So I'm going to build one single government administration here. Now, we can always focus really heavily on our military, right? That's definitely a thing that we can do. I want to make sure that we are at our best here, and we are. Okay, that's great. My question is, okay, Russia declared rivalry. Very rude, Russia. Very rude. Now, Egypt sided with them too, which is unsurprising. We knew that Egypt was likely going to do that. I want these guys to come advance front down here. And then I think we're going to want to recruit another general in the Arabia HQ here. There we go. And we'll see if Russia decides to do anything shifty up here. We'll see. For the time being, I don't actually think this is going to be that big of a problem. But we'll make our way in. I'm not going to back down on this. We should be relatively okay on this front. We can always pause our construction if we need more cash, right? And we can always bump up our taxes even further too. Which actually I'm going to do. I'm going to bump our taxes up here. We could also think about... our military wages are already maxed. Okay, never mind. France ended their rivalry with us. Remarkable. Utterly remarkable there. So this is going to break out. And that should be relatively fine-ish. So we're at 1072. Russia's technically a little bit stronger than we are. But we can scale our military like crazy. So I don't think that's actually going to be an issue. The Ottomans declare neutrality here. And in theory, the idea is we're just going to sweep in and win this before the Russians properly turn up. That's the theory anyway. So over on this side, I would like these guys to be actually on defensive. And we'll see how these battles play out. Yeah, we're winning that battle easily. Cool. Over here, we should, in theory, push through, and the Russians, I don't think, have a way to get here, is the thing. So in theory, this should go absolutely magnificently, and these guys should basically lose their entire army instantly. Basically. And we'll just hold on the Egypt line for right now. And in theory, Russia can't really do anything here. Emphasis on in theory. And we also need to remember, they're also at war with, like, British Raj, right? I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure British Raj is in this. Yes, British Raj is definitely in it. So they can't win this. They simply can't. We need to remember it's not just us. We have all of our vassals as well. So that'll be great. Egypt is going to launch another attack on us over here, but we should be relatively strong. And yeah, we're losing some money right now. War is expensive. We're not shocked about this. We are starting to work on some of these rather slow railways. And that's okay for the moment. I'm fine with that. Some of our convoys have been sunk, but whatever. We're just going to continue pressing through here. This is no problem. This will be fully occupied momentarily. The Great Hunger has spawned. Okay. So that's going to be slightly awkward. Can we afford this expenditure? Yes, an emergency relief decree is something that we should be able to do. So British Nauru. That is out over here? Sure. So we would set up an emergency relief decree there. Cool. And then freedom to starve. Market set prices fairly, huh? I don't know. Minus 10% authority seems like it's probably okay for right now. We do want to get out of this war, and we're basically fully occupied here, so this will be fine. Beautiful. And I think they've stopped. Or actually, they did push in a little bit over here. Egypt did manage to push in, but these guys are going to get freed up, and they're going to go over to this front. At that point, we should, in theory... Oh, we've got a little bit more to do here. That's sad. We're winning this defensive battle, though, so that's good. Okay. Now it's fully occupied. Would they accept just this? Not quite yet. Okay, I'm going to have these guys swap over. Well, they're in this battle right now. We'll have to wait for this battle to end. We've got this front under control, though. That's definitely true. We're also working our way through these constructions quite quickly. That's great to see. At this point, they have one reason to not support this. Now they would accept it. Beautiful. So the war's over. And at this point, we definitely need to be working on getting our finances under control, right? There's no doubt about that. British Niger Delta is going to need a port. And we'll queue that up right now. I also want to see what we've got here. Yeah, there's not a lot here right now. I'm not shocked about that. So that's fine for the moment. I want to kind of get a monopoly on the oil stores out over this way. I wouldn't mind taking over significant chunks of Russia as well for that same reason. That would definitely be interesting to do. So we know that we're going to need... What is this? Netherlands wants a trade agreement? Not right now, Netherlands. Thanks. So we're nearly done working on these railways, but we have inefficient railway constructions happening right now. It's not shocking at all. Gold was discovered in Western Australia. Cool. And at this point, I'm going to build one additional government administration in Ulster. There we go. Cool. So I really want to get these constructions done. It's 84 weeks until this one is done. That's going to be by far the slowest. The rest of these are actually not tremendously slow. I think I'm okay with them. Now, our current financial situation is non-great. There's no doubt about that. And I think ultimately, our primary issue is going to be, like, tools. Tools and iron right now. Tools, iron, wood, all of that can be worked on. We're definitely going to be working on iron down this way. So I want to check in on our unemployment status right now. 602K with 486 million peasants. 486 million, no, 4.86 million peasants. Okay, that seems fine. What's going on over here? Okay, these all seem absolutely fine. We're not going to interfere in any of that right now, so that seems great. So we currently have the British Niger Delta. Okay, now British Gabon is isolated, so we definitely want to build a port over here just to make sure that those are not isolated. +2 standard of living for the lower strata over there. Do we want Western Australia or Hanover? We'll go with Western Australia for now. Cool. So that'll be fine. 29 weeks for our port in British Gabon. Yeah, that's going to take some time. I'm not shocked about this. Our construction efficiency down there is going to be non-great. I do want to get it all done so that we have that level 1 completed. But kind of I'm moving away from auto-construct because of private constructions. Colonization of Togo is now done, and that's now a proper state. So we should be able to incorporate that. Yep. Indeed we can. And that, of course, means that we're going to need at least one additional government administration beyond what we already have here. So we'll get one in Munster. There we go. Cool. So 27 weeks on getting all of this done right now. That's fine. We're going to need to let these railways finish. This one's going to be the most painful one by far. Cool. So we're definitely a bit in debt right now, but I'm not shocked about that due to our current construction levels. I wouldn't mind potentially dropping our military wages down to here for now. Actually, we could drop our military wages all the way down if we really wanted to. It would reduce our training rate, that's for sure. I think here is probably fine for the time being. So that'll be okay. We are going to want to start... Well, we need to work on our economy. I think that's very, very clear at this point. Our infamy is low, yes, but we need to work on our economy and probably start conquering some territories that are, like, really, really weak and that are far away from Russia's interests. I don't want to get pulled into too big of a fight with Russia right now, although they're currently cooperative. Didn't they declare us their rival? I guess they undeclared us their rival. Okay, cool. I like it. So that's good. What do we want to go after next? Well, we definitely do want to get another war going here. So I'm thinking about coming down, like, over here, maybe attacking Ashanti. Might not be a bad idea. That'll get us 10.2 infamy. They actually have 35 plus 6. We'll get that going. There are 3 fronts here. Cool. I'm not going to send these troops just yet. We'll wait until we're, like, halfway through this. So they're fearful. And that'll be fine. Conquer Ghana is our primary command. Beautiful. So we're at, like, 28 bureaucracy right now. We probably need to bring that up a bit. Well, it's definitely going up somewhat. I think for now it's reasonably fine. So that's all looking good. What's less good is our current income, but we will definitely grow into that income, especially as we finish up these railways and start heavily working on our iron mines. Iron mines are going to be a big boon for us. There's a lot of these to go. So we have a lot of economic headroom here. I'm not that concerned about it right now. So we're at about the halfway mark. Let's mobilize these lads and send them on out. This one is definitely going to be the weak one, but we'll send him on over. They're going to be split on 3 fronts, and they can only really fight us on maybe one of those fronts. I have no idea what their actual military strength is going to be. Probably should check that. 38. Okay, I'm not concerned. Cool. So more of these railways are finishing. This one's going to be going for a while yet, due to that minus 75% construction efficiency. That's very painful. No doubt about that. Shell guns were just unlocked. We can get smooth bores for our arms industries. So let's do exactly that. We're going to have to actually go through all of these as soon as we're done in Ashanti, and we should have done that when we conquered Hale over here. That's definitely something we should have done. But alas, I did not. So we'll be arriving down here soon enough. We've got inefficient agriculture. Sure, we'll get some help with that. Crystal glass has been unlocked. Beautiful. So now we'll go in and grab crystal glass. That will be a net negative for the moment, but that's okay. There's a lead input goods shortage, and we could certainly do something about that. Like, for example, bringing up a few of the lead mines that we've got buried in here. Here's a few. There we go. I moved up 10 lead mines. So back up to the front here. And I want to make sure, as of right now, this is fine. I just wanted to make sure that this was still being worked on. Cool. So we're pushing our way in here. And these fronts actually consolidated together almost instantly. I love it. And Ashanti isn't going to be much of a problem, right? We're barely negative right now financially, although our taxes are up, which is a problem. As soon as we're done conquering this, we're going to go through our production methods. But we are now positive financially. That's very good to see. I'm not expecting this to be a particularly complicated war. We can work on we can work on Rift Valley over here. Yeah, there's some malaria, but it's not severe malaria. So that sounds absolutely wonderful. We're just going to continue taking over tons and tons of territory over here. Yeah, France is being jerks and colonizing our territory, but we'll deal with it. So these lead mines are going to be done in 8 weeks. That will help out this lead shortage. Wonderful. This is now down to a single front somehow. I don't know how this is a front. Weird. But whatever. I guess we'll take it. Reset production methods to match your most common national standards. Do it. I didn't know that was an option. That might be very helpful. That might indeed. Yeah, we could exile John Frost. Cool. So that's fine. We're just going to finish chunking through here. This is not going to be very difficult. We've kind of overkilled the number of troops that we need here, to be honest, but wow, 26.2k. I like it. That's what happens as we're finishing up these mines. We're getting a lot of resources. So that's absolutely wonderful. Like I said, we have tons and tons of economic headroom here. We can start backing off on our taxes pretty soon, I think, which would be great. Gold discovered in Northern Cape. Absolutely wonderful. So we're, of course, going to conquer Ghana here. They have 250 reasons not to accept this, but it's really just a matter of time. Cool. So that's fine. No problem whatsoever there. And eventually, as we snowball our power levels, we're going to get to the point where we don't care about infamy, and then we'll just go absolutely nuts. That's going to be the idea here anyway. So that'll be fine. We are currently working on paying off our debt. Not that our interest payments are that much, to be clear, but we're still going to be working on that for a bit here. Tooling workshop building up here. I like to see that. So I'm kind of surprised that this war isn't over already, to be honest. I'm kind of surprised about that one. But there we go. We're going to get this wrapped up. No issues here. They've still got 39 units. Remarkable. They're doing pretty well, all things considered. I mean, they're losing. But given what they're dealing with, yeah, that's pretty good. So British Congo is currently isolated. We should definitely consider building a port there. I wish we had a full list of all of the isolated locations, but we definitely want to get that port built. That's going to take a while, minus 70% construction efficiency there, but this is only 2 building slots that are set up by that. Okay, cool. So that territory is now ours. Now, we didn't get all of their territory, I guess. For some reason, I thought they only had the 1 state, but they did not. So we're definitely going to need to hop over into reset production methods. And there we go, production methods aligned. That's very convenient. I'm glad I figured that out. It's probably been way too long. So let's go through our production methods really quick here and see if there's anything new in here. I don't think there should be. We definitely want to move dye plantations up. Okay. Otherwise, that all looks good. Absolutely great, in fact. So how are we doing on our infamy? 14.7. Okay. Well, there's some Netherlands territory over here. That's for sure. But we're making a lot of progress on our colonizations. Now, we're spreading very wide on our colonization. There's no doubt about that. We want to go into diplomatic. Establish colony, and we can get a couple more of these going. Like I said, we're very, very wide in our colonies right now. But that's exactly what we want. So we're working our way towards dynamite. We're 17 months away from that. I want to get a bunch of resource discoveries, so that's why we're going for that. We're 8 weeks away from finishing this railway. Wonderful. Our port in British Congo is a long ways away indeed, but we've got these iron mines underway here. Explosives input goods shortage and ammunition is expensive, as is iron paper tools. None of that is shocking and is reasonably fine. Okay. The party will indeed never end, and with that, it is time to put a cut in here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and next episode, we are going to continue conquering the world, apparently. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Atala, Shadow Wolf, MLuhan80, Rogue Corvid, Andy Magar, Spartan News, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, Soccerman12UK, Kentogan, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.